How did you first meet Dr. Martin Luther King?
Dr. Martin Luther King was a student in Chester. It was called Crozier, the seminary. He went to divinity school, and he preached in Chester and Philadelphia, and therefore I knew him around there as a college student, and then I knew him. I was the president of the National Baptist Convention for Negro preachers. They came every year to Hampton University. They started in 1914, and even today, they started with around about 100 black ministers. Now today, we have 6,000 ministers and choir members coming to Hampton University. So I met Martin Luther King. I had him when I was the president of that conference in 61 and 62. I had Dr. Martin Luther King as a speaker, and he went around, and he loved Philadelphia. He loved Philadelphia, and we had a girl by the name of Dolores Tucker. She just recently died this year. She was a great lover of her Mrs. King, and she had the non-violence struggle in Philadelphia. And we raised a lot of money for the things going on down in Atlanta with Dr. King. So I knew Dr. King very well. He would call me by my first name, and we were pals together. His father was sick in Philadelphia, and I went down to see his father in the Methodist Hospital on Broad Street, and he was the first priest that came down to see him, and he was so happy with that. When I came down in Atlanta, he invited me to his house in Atlanta, the old man. And then Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s wife was a speaker one time in Philadelphia, and it was snowing on the ground, and they couldn't get out. The planes could not get out. And so I saw her standing there, stranded, and so I said, Mrs. King, if you come to my house, I would take you to the airport tomorrow morning where you get the airport. And she came, and she stayed overnight in my house, Loretta, and she stayed overnight. The next morning, I took her to the airport, and she got on down to Atlanta. She remembered me as a friend, and Dr. Martin Luther remembered me as a priest, and helping along in his struggles.